Man shares the cost of his divorce and what he lost. Check it out.
So how much did my divorce cost me? Well, this is a fantastic question. There's direct and there's indirect costs. Direct costs, I lost $106,000 out of my 401k retirement plan I spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half the equity in the home, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, cash, and savings that I also spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half of all the non-liquid assets like furniture, household goods, electronics, cars. Keep in mind, I paid for all of these. And this is in addition to financially supporting her and her/our daughter for 17 years, which is many hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm now broke, live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and have a negative net worth for the first time since I was, 25.
Mercy.
Indirect costs, my job, my sobriety, my self-worth, my masculinity, my hope for the future, my ability to trust women again, my belief in God, my pride, my motivation, my physical health. I don't know, let's just say everything.
Hmm.
Divorce cost me, well,
I still do believe that divorce is probably one of the most traumatic things that happen to the majority of men who get married today. I believe that. It's a risk that if you're willing to take, you have to understand there is a high chance of failure. Now, of course, a lot of the comments in here, like this top comment that says, do not get married. Or you see people who say, don't get married, don't have kids. I think comments like this are just as ridiculous as the guys who tell men you need to get married because that's what God wants you to do and it's the right thing to do. They're all ridiculous. I think you are intelligent enough to look at a story like this and ask yourself, is this a risk you're willing to take if you value having a family that much? You know, a lot of people say, well, you can have kids and not get married, but then don't understand that kids are also a huge, huge burden, if not probably one of the things you cannot escape. This person goes on to say prenups do not do anything anymore. That's not true. A lot of people think prenups are set up to make sure that your wife doesn't get away with anything at all. And they'll use Dr. Dre in that example, and a lot of times when the truth is a prenup is set up so that you don't get effed royally. You can't avoid the fact that men are going to get married, regardless of what you think or say. And you can't avoid the fact that a lot of men are not going to get married. If you do get married, you definitely want to sign a prenup. If you don't get married, then you don't have to worry about that. But if you're still deciding to have children, then you're going to still deal with family court, right? All this is very relative. I would suggest you go check out the lead attorney and make sure that you are following the proper steps to get a prenup if marriage is something that you still value and want to risk. Somebody else who says, people say you lose 50% on divorce. I literally lost 120 of my net worth paying for attorneys, lost house, car, because she needs 1 plus child support and alimony. I'm in debt now, no house. Another person who says, I'm 70, single, and I'm a millionaire. Somebody else who says, never marry. Got it. Here's somebody who says, and she's probably flourishing. Here's another person who added, divorced here, lost everything as well. Never get married, guys. Somebody else who says, sign everything under your parents' name. Got it. Here's a guy who says, my divorce cost me $2.5 million plus child support, but honestly, it was worth it. I think videos like this are very important because there are too many people right now. A lot of men right now are on the fence. A lot of men are on the fence when it comes to marriage. Some men are like, I don't know, man. It's looking like it's not for me, and that's okay. You should be allowed to choose that. And you've got men who've been through a marriage before. You should be allowed to say, no, I do not want to get married again. You should be allowed to say you don't ever want to get married. And if you do value marriage still, you should be allowed to say you still want to get married for sure. But just make sure you take the precautions to do what you can to make sure that you protect yourself as much as possible. Another topic here I thought was worth talking about. We are going to be addressing the topic of